What up? What up? What up? What's going on, man? You know what it is, man. We back for the fifth episode, man. This is the Mac and Wiz Podcast. Yo, it feels so good to be back, man. I know it's been a while since we've been gone. You know what I mean? How you feeling, E?
I'm feeling good, man. 2021, you know. We ain't been back for a long time. We had no COVID talk or nothing. We got a lot to get up on there.
A lot to talk about. And as always, you know what I mean? We always have a third party that's on our show. So let's welcome Mr. CEO West to our show.
Hey, man, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you guys.
How you feeling, my brother?
I'm feeling spectacular. I can't complain at all.
Word, that's what's up, man. Definitely, man. So, you know, we've been having a lot of conversations, you know what I mean? Today, you know, I mean, it's Black History Month, so it's a lot of things that they put up Black History
We'll be
Month.
black every day.
Facts. Church. So we've been having this conversation about capitalism and socialism and how much is enough, and just so happened that this powerful movie came out, Judas and the Messiah. And we all viewed the movie Judas and the Messiah. We actually went to the movies with about 20 people. You know what I'm saying? That's how 720 people. We went to the movies about
Rented
7.
the whole movie theater out.
Yep. Had a great time. You know, I'm saying the movie was very impactful. You know what I mean? So, you know, without further ado, I'm just gonna hop right into it. You know, and pose the question. You know what I mean? What did you get from the movie, Mac?
I got a different point. I want to go to our guest first. Well, let's let
Okay,
him
yeah, definitely.
and see his point, and then
You know, I guess as I was looking at the movie, one of the things that stood out to me is it reflected in the title, which being Judas, seeing how much effort went into destruction of the movements at the time, the freedom movements of the time. Obviously, we're not just talking about the Black Panther Party. We're talking about every movement that pertained to any effort towards freedom, and the type of intensity that went into. I remember watching one scene where Martin Sheen's character, I don't remember his name. I guess he was the director or something, the FBI or something like that at the time.
Oh, he played Hoover.
Yeah, okay, Hoover.
Yeah,
when he
he played Hoover.
down there, he was like, "Yo, rape, pillage, pill, rape, pillage, kill." You know what I'm saying? And that was his message to his operatives under, by any means, circumstances, we're going to destroy this.
that's
movement.
how he labeled
Right.
the Panthers. Right. That's what he told them they were doing.
What he actually said was, we must stop the rise of a Black Messiah. So when you get the word, that's where that came from. That's real. Yeah, he really said that. You know what I'm saying? Any Black Messiah. That's how Hoover was on it. Like he said that they were more important than China terrorists and Russian terrorists.
Yeah,
Right. It was domestic terrorism was the primary focus.
Facts. Oh, I didn't mean to cut your wisdom, but I was just adding on.
Yeah, no. That I think we were saying the same thing.
Facts.
But it's interesting that even with that type of effort that was focused on trying to smash the movement, the effort on the other side, the opposing energy of the people, to still be so resilient. You know what bugged me out at the end of the movie though is that when I saw it and it said Fred Hampton was killed when he was 21.
Yeah, like if you go back a little bit further, he was actually 14 when the FBI started investigating.
Right, that's crazy, man. The type of effort, the type of the youth that was, you know what I mean? Like, he was super young when he died.
He said he was the first. He was the youngest leader of the NAACP chapter in Illinois, I believe. That's right.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know he was youngest, but I did know.
Yeah, he was 14 years old, and then he became
the chairman.
And
I shake to Chairman Fred Hampton Sr., and that's how we should be saying his name.
Right.
I know a lot of us need to say Fred Hampton, but to recognize he got a title, and that title is chairman. He was the chairman of a national political party, not just talking it, but just doing it. It was something else that he said in the movie that I think me and Mac really stuck out to us when he was saying that war is politics with bloodshed, and politics is war without bloodshed. And
that's true statement.
Yeah, when I thought about that, I really thought not on a higher level. I thought about just the streets and being raised and just knowing that. Say, if you politic with certain people, it won't be no bloodshed. But if two crews come against each other, it's gonna be bloodshed. But it's still politics. Like,
it's gonna be bloodshed because obviously there ain't no understanding. can't have understanding if you don't start dialogue.
And that's the war.
And that's where the war would come in.
Right,
you don't
right.
have dialogue that you can't start understanding.
Right. Yeah, that stood out to me because I automatically related with it when I heard it. It wasn't like I had to take a moment to digest it. It was understanding the words that we're saying, war and politics, but understanding what was being said, that war is politics with bloodshed and politics is
War
without bloodshed. So I think about all the politics that we go through, and you know what I mean, I just want to commemorate us and the politics that we go through. We be on some shit as street nagas, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm 21. You know what I mean? I want you to follow these brothers, man. Yo, hit them with your Instagram right now, and I need y'all to share this video right now. Hit them with your Instagram, man.
That's Mac Man 2. No, Kennedy Man 203.
Okay.
And Pay Yourself Culture. PAYASELF Culture.
Yeah, you got to follow these brothers because these brothers definitely will inspire, you know what I'm saying, people right now in the real time. And we're talking about the chairman, Fred Hampton, and, you know, what that brings. So we're inspired to have this conversation due to one of our ancestors, but I want to let you know that's why I'm asking y'all to share this video right now. Make sure you share it because somebody else might not see it. So, but they might see it in your timeline right now, you know what I mean? And comment in this video. I want everybody check in, let me know where y'all coming from, you know what I mean? It is Friday. What do y'all got planned for the day? Make sure y'all follow these brothers. So as we was talking about, he was explaining about how you felt about the movie and what you took from the movie. What about you, Mac?
You know, being a melanated mulatto that I am, I see the movie through two different ways because I always felt myself to be somewhat of a socialist. I mean, before I even knew what the word was, I felt like you know, you should give if you have. So when I seen him giving, even when he had his food program, he was feeding 3,500 kids in the city. You know what I mean? And they weren't just black kids; they were Chinese, they were Asian, they were white kids.
That was, I think that's what was his power base.
He walked into, and what was powerful for me when he walked into the Klan meeting, and try to recruit them because he realized, as I realized, that our oppressor oppresses everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our oppressor's not just oppressing the blacks; they oppressing the poor white trailer trash too. They call. You know what I mean? So and my mother might have been considered that, the poor white trailer trash. So when I came up with that mentality, like you should always, if you have, what's the problem given? And that's where people, I should have more. But what we was talking to my brother West the other day, if you open a business and that business made you $100 billion in the bank, you know, what's wrong with sharing now? But some people call that socialism. So like they make it sound bad when but you and everybody around you has enough already.
I'm glad you said that because it was something that the chairman has said that he was on, and he was talking about, like, you know, how do you fight fire? Fight with fire. When he talked about fighting capitalism, fight with socialism, he said that to fight it with socialism. So it was like, you know, we're talking about capitalism and socialism, which are two different things, but it's two polar opposites, like, you know what I mean? And then we come to this medium and saying that I don't know how you put it the other day, but you put it very well. We were talking the other day. That's what I'm glad he said that. With the whole mind state and saying, when do you have enough, and saying you're, I think you said a socialist capitalist. I can't remember.
A conscious capitalist.
Conscious capitalist. There we go.
That's a good word.
A conscious capitalist. I like that term and how you discuss that term. You know what I mean? So if you could just dig in, because I think me and Mac also agree with it, but hearing you disseminate that information was kind of dope, and hearing how you put it like a title on it. You know what I mean? So you could tell the people what you meant by that.
Just to go into some detail, I mean, I think that the idea of socialism, it makes sense. And what I think about two different perspectives. One perspective being the microcosm, being the interactive, the interpersonal relationships that we share amongst each other, the petty differences that we have amongst each other. And then I think about the macrocosm, which is being the bigger picture. The bigger picture is idealism. I think we all have an idealistic picture where we'd like to be, or we'd like to see a movement or a people end up, right? The task is to get there, right? And I believe that a good portion of the problem is we are so caught up in the the petty differences, the things that separate us.
Mhm.
Even the title itself, socialism, capitalism, those are titles used to add more fuel to the separatism perspective. And I realized watching Judas and the Black Messiah, the power of the Black Panther was in being able to unify people, not just black people,
Mhm.
right? And that's important that was highlighted in that movie because they went into the Ku Klux Klan meet and they recruited the Ku Klux Klan. So there's commonality in poor people, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if we could focus on things that make us more common than things that separate us, then I think that we could start moving towards what's called a more conscious capitalist approach.
Yeah.
The reason why I feel like for the other end of the spectrum, as far as capitalism is concerned, because I kind of spoke on, touched a little bit on how I feel
They
about
got a word.
socialism.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Right, but the capitalistic portion of it being that I do believe in a merit-based scenario.
The coin they phrase now is democratic socialism.
Right.
That's democratic socialist. That's the coin they're using
Right.
to
Okay.
you know what I mean say what
Find
you
your
mean?
settings so I can put you on some Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
We can still hear you. You know what I'm saying? Wes, I definitely I agree. You know what I'm saying? And finding that medium and saying how do you find that medium? You know what I mean?
And the-
We go ahead, Lo.
not to get it because people when they hear socialism like they think you're taking from somebody to give to somebody else. You know
No,
what I mean?
yeah, I think that some
You know what I
people
mean?
hear it that way
They
too.
hear oh you're taking from me to give to them.
Mhm.
But like if your Medicaid programs that most of our older parents use is a socialist program. The
Right.
food program that feeds your kids breakfast in the morning is a socialist program.
Welfare, absolutely.
Welfare is a
Absolutely.
socialist, but we already have socialist programs in the
Mhm.
United States. You know what I mean? People that's you know that
Mhm.
we do have a loophole where a lot of people take advantage of
Mhm.
the programs that we have, but that's only because
Right.
the oversight is funny. You
And
know what
that's
I mean?
and that's and that's where I mean, I guess that's where we split hairs as far as that's concerned
Exactly.
between socialism and capitalism. Because I do believe in a merit-based system, only because, like, look, in order for me to garnish enough momentum to get to $1 billion, I have to have a $1 billion team. You know what I mean? I have to have a staff or a team
or some people can exploit their $1 billion team to get them $1 billion while their team is still making $12 an hour.
True indeed, true
You know what I
indeed,
mean?
and that's why I said I feel like socialism and capitalism, when you combine the concepts, you get conscious capitalism to the point where you're conscious of
I heard a
how your
phrase.
business is affecting the social
I heard a
climate.
phrase the other day. I think it was either a phrase or a meme I read. It said, "A forest to a capitalist, a forest has no value until you cut it down."
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That's crazy though. If you look at a forest, the
Mm.
forest has value besides just making paper out of it, right?
Right,
Like
right.
it's the animals that live there and shit. But a capitalist sees a forest, yeah. The
Hmm.
capitalist sees a forest, he's thinking about the fur that's in there, the paper you can make out of the money, out of the trees,
Yeah.
the resources, how you
Yeah.
can exploit the resources.
And I started thinking, yeah, and quite honest, just to give it a little different spin on the capitalist perspective, because it's not always about money. Because to me, capitalism is not just about money. I want to be clear about that, because it's about people. It's about building teams. Because and from a team building perspective, from a manager, because my whole life I've been managing people and teams,
Mhm.
right? So I know the sacrifice that it takes to be able to inspire people to be better, right?
Yep.
So in my endeavor to inspire people, I realized that you know I have to be better. That's to pay yourself perspective. And in order to be better, I have to acquire more. Right? We have to acquire more because I have to be able to give back more. I can't give to people what I don't have. And that's real resources too. I'm not just talking about knowledge and information and stuff, because a lot of times we get that right. You know, so some people
how can you give it?
exactly right. So sometimes if I'm having a conversation with somebody, quite quote unquote a poor righteous teacher and whatnot,
Yep.
I'm like, well, the information you're giving me is valid, but how is that going to work in a practical sense in a day-to-day activity when I got to go pay the rent tomorrow? You know what I'm saying?
But
So when I'm talking about it from a practical standpoint. Well, people need resources, right? So I have to be able to acquire resources to give people resources. So that's the merit-based perspective I'm talking about, where you feeling like
you're acquiring. Excuse me not to cut you off, but
Mhm.
when you're acquiring resources, like you said, you have to acquire resources to give other people resources. Is that not a socialist like? Because socialism takes resources, it keeps it, it huddles it up, it builds resources.
Mhm.
They don't You know what I mean? They don't take and they give to nobody else because then they're not getting. The capitalist thinks of them. You know what I mean? The corporations think of their bottom line to their shareholders. They don't give a fuck how many fucking
Right, and you said the
poison
powerful word though. Keep in mind, you said they're thinking about it for their shareholders, so it's not an internal. See, that's the thing. I think sometimes we talk about capitalism, we think the greed is an internal greed. It's not a greed just for us. For now, I'm not saying ourselves. I'm saying for the person that's the capitalist you referring to, is because I have a responsibility to my shareholders. My shareholders have a responsibility to my staff. My staff has a responsibility to their family. So it's a tree that trickles down. So when I'm thinking about capitalism, like major companies like Amazon and stuff like that, look how many families Amazon feeds. That's the perspective I'm looking at it from. Look how many people benefit from
money.
it.
See, that's how you look at it. Like Amazon feeds, a lot of people. But are they really feeding a lot of people if Bezos is worth $100 trillion? Where the fuck is worth?
I mean, they could probably feed some more people. I'm not going to argue
they could just not even feed more people. They just pay their people more than a livable wage. Just pay their people a little bit more than would live. If he takes $2 billion a year out of his fucking bank account, he could pay his people $30 an hour, and now they're able to be where he's at now. He don't want that. A capitalist don't want you to vacation. My employees vacation where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'm being in the highest part of the world while you're down there with $12 an hour.
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
I guess it's the
Like,
same
how
mentality.
is he able to accumulate $150 billion or whatever the fuck he's worth?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
You know what I mean?
I think that's what makes it so grotesque.
Yeah, he's paying his employees $12 an hour, and he don't have to run. He just retired, so he's getting billions. He don't have to run the operation.
What he's paying is market value, though. I mean,
yeah, but that's what capitalist market value.
I guess
so let me ask you guys
market value. Tell people to pay people more so they can afford a fucking healthcare, and they won't be asking our government to give it to them.
Right. So basically, so not to cut you out with it, because I this conversation is exactly where we were at. It just so happens, as I said, Judas and the Messiah came out, and within that movie, you've seen clear cut and dry, not only oppression, but the oppression was capitalism, and the opposing party, which was the Black Panther Party, was clearly fighting for socialism, down like saying 10 toes down, strapped up all the time. You know what I mean? Really trying to get it. And so I'm saying, the question I'm saying is, we already asked what you took from it. I want to say right now in 2021, you know what I mean? We kind of talk about the macro on the micro on the small level, something similar to what we're doing right here at 720. You know what I'm saying? By practicing group economics. What's the next level on saying? Because in the movie, I've really seen a lot of things that I've seen right now in 2020 to this day. Like it still was relevant to me. You know what I mean? So,
to an extent,
a lot of it was relevant to me, man.
Yeah, police brutality is still real. I mean,
the part about it that I really got out of it was
literally murdering. Literally, I mean, they doing it now.
They still are. They still are.
Rape was crazy.
It's just more.
They still are.
It's not even covert anymore because they doing that shit on camera.
Because back then, you could be a black person, and your chances are of knowing a person that actually been killed by the police are way higher than they are now. You know what I mean? Are way higher than they are now.
Yeah, but what was your question?
You know what I mean?
So my question is, you know what I'm saying? I'm answering is what I took from the movie was the whole unity and how they were able to come together and create,
on that stage,
you know what I'm saying? Create this, not with just talking, but they was really in the streets moving. And we think about all the things that the National Party did as a whole. But let's just talk about Fred. You know what I mean? To talk about
had a lot of shit to do with that part of
history. Yeah, that was another thing that was in the movie. Yeah. That New Haven, Connecticut was brought up. You know what I mean? And
yeah, but he was a snitch though. So.
Nah, but
we have party members. We have party members that was heavy though.
Yeah.
Right. What was shocking to me in the movie? I don't know if this is true. I met a brother named George Edwards, and it's crazy because that's in my memories today. I met a brother named George Edwards who was a part of the 8 who had tortured the guy that was in the basement in New Haven that they thought or they said was a rat. You know what I mean? But in the movie, they showed that the dude that got killed wasn't the rat. He was just accused of being a rat. The actual rat had got away, and he was the one that ran, and he was part of the operation. He was leaving Chicago to go set up another Black Panther, safe house or whatever the case may be. I didn't know that. That part about it really took me for a loop, and I don't know if that's true. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do some more research on that. But the part about unity and how they was able to come together, especially when Fred went to jail and he got back out and the place was rebuilt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how it got rebuilt, because the same dudes that he went to, those crowns, at first they looked at him like, man, we're not fucking with you because of the COINTELPRO. What they was doing, they was sending bullshit letters.
Misinformation and shit.
Yeah. So I think that right there is one of the important things to take away from the movie, and showing the power of unity and how they came together as the people. And you talk about the people all the time and saying, you talk about red, brown, white. You talking about the people of this land that we live in.
I don't give a fuck what color you are, man. We're all being oppressed. What you would call oppression by the same people, man. Like he said in the movie, we all pay the same taxes. We all getting the same shit education from our fucking public education from our fucking government. We all go through the same shit. He said the white boys getting their head busted by the police too. Poor white trash getting their head busted. They just like that shit. I think the white boys like fighting the police.
It was definitely a powerful movie, man. Powerful. I loved it. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I even watched it for the second time.
Yeah, I watched it.
You know what I mean? Just to be enriched with the culture, and not just because of Black History Month, but just to see,
Stop talking about Black History Month so much.
Because I want to get into that. I definitely want to get into that. I want to get into when you walk in Michael's and you walk in Target, that it's a whole section dedicated to Black History Month. So now the shit is being monetized.
Like Christmas, man. It's like
okay. So that's what I want, and that's why I keep saying it. I'm glad.
Why do we need a Black History Month? If they would just teach fucking the real American history, how just teach it without fucking being whitewashed, we wouldn't need a month to realize. You know what I mean? And I would like, because that's like every year. I explained this shit to a couple of weeks ago. I said this. That's like being in a relationship for a long time, and every year you get reminded you got cheated on. You know what I mean? Every year we throw you. Yeah, the day you got cheated on, we celebrate that shit every year. Nobody want to go through that pain every year. You know what I'm saying? Every year, yeah, Black History. Go learn about how we hung you. Go learn about how we were slaves. Go keep.
No, but that's not the only thing that we have.
But that's where it leads to.
That's not the only thing. The point I was trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is I see other companies monetizing Black history for Black History Month to a point where I've never seen it before. Dude, I've never walked in Target.
Commercial, right?
Yeah, I walked in Target and I seen some onesies for babies, and it had like Africa Easter on it. And I couldn't believe it. Exactly, it was like Easter. But when I think about
wait for the corporations to make money,
let's think about people who don't celebrate certain holidays, but you go in those stores and they're still selling Christmas trees, they're still selling Easter eggs, and there are other cultures that capitalize, and that's why I brought that up, because there are other cultures that's capitalizing off of our culture.
That's the capitalistic motherfuckers.
So that's why that's the whole reason why I brought that up. You know what I mean? It wasn't just to shoot a shot in the dark. You know what I mean? I had to make my connection. But since we're having this conversation about socialism and capitalism, I can feel the bearings of capitalism.
We understand America is a business.
It definitely is. It's a corporation. We definitely know that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm just pointing it out that bothered me. You know what I'm saying? That these companies is doing that. Even the text I got from Apple Music. I got a notification from Apple Music.
Oh yeah, you were mad about that one.
And it wanted to remind people that they will be playing music because of Black and LGBTQ. It upset me because
tell me why you mad.
A person's sexual preference is being identified the same as a person's race. That I have a problem with. I do not have a problem with your sexual preference and whatever it is. But when you try to, run them parallel to what Black people have, I'm not saying went through, what Black people have contributed to this country and to the world, when you try to run that parallel to people's plight or trying to be recognized for their sexual preference, I have a fucking problem with it. A big fucking problem with it, man. And to get that notification, it pissed me off because it was Apple Music that fucking did the shit. You know what I mean? That's after that, I could just I could just see it every
That's
fucking
because
way.
Apple Music is part of the corporations, and they want to capitalize off LBGT as much as possible too. So let's put them everywhere. And
You're
you
right.
got a notification and say, "Hey, you're black. Come support us, gay guys. You know, come on. They did it to you. You know what I mean? That's what. Or they
They're
did it
doing
to you.
it to us,
They're
and it's
doing it
like
to us now.
I don't get that. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Word. I'm not feeling that shit at not one
But
bit, and it has
You gotta
nothing
let
to do
people
with.
be people. I understand that, man. But that has nothing to do with being going through what slaves and shit went through.
Not even because when we talk about Black history, we're not just talking about
Because
slavery.
you can kind of hide being gay.
And we're not just talking about slavery when you talk
know what I
about
mean?
Black history. We're talking about the major contributions that we have done. When you look at the list goes on and on and on, the contributions that we have put towards this culture, this American culture, just American culture alone. I'm not even predating.
Yeah, let's get off that. I got too many questions with that. And I just don't, I mean, that should go lead it to a whole bunch of things motherfuckers think we just hate it, man.
What you mean?
Let's stay away from that topic for now, man.
Yeah, you see, I don't got nothing
Yeah,
intelligent.
man. Yo, so
that's just a
so my
topic
counterpart, my ace boom coon, he has nothing to say about this.
Nah, I do have a lot to say about
let's
it.
Let's see who's in
I
the
just don't want
comments.
to have that conversation now, man.
All right, cool,
Let's
man.
stick with what you know what I mean.
Word.
Let's stick with what we was talking about.
All right, let's go back
if,
to
if
it.
we have that conversation, we gotta have somebody we know gay here that we can bounce ideas off. You know what I'm saying? We have to do that. We have our
somebody
got
to represent
their
their
side too.
different
So
perspective.
we can't just be here acting like we're just bashing.
I'm not bashing.
Nah, but that's what that's
one thing I said was bashing.
Neither one of us did, but that's how they're gonna take it if we don't have nobody representing their side.
Well, you need to rewind the tape.
Because
none of us bad.
you're saying that
I'm just
the
saying, I would rather
contribution to
have that-
Black people, but you know, somebody's got to represent the contribution to gay people. I guess
I would rather
you know
have
what I mean?
somebody that we can
To
sit that's gay
humanity.
to be here just to
I hear
have
you.
as a guest, bro.
I
That's a
hear
whole
you. I
nother
hear
show.
you. I hear y'all, man.
You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother Mac and Wiz.
Facts,
You
man.
know.
Make sure y'all share this video right now, man.
Find
If
some
you're
balance.
watching, I want to let y'all know we streaming on Facebook and we streaming on YouTube. Just type in GGD720. That's on any search engine, and you're gonna find us on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. We live from 720 right now. I just, shameless plug. I'm always doing it. Wes, what you got going on, man? Talk to the people about, who you are and what you got going on.
Well, I'm the CEO of Pay Yourself Culture. It's a brand about, I guess the quote that best describe the company is the most valuable investments are those spent on developing ourselves. It's a company about self-discipline.
Say that again, but say that slow too.
Well, the most valuable
investments are those spent on developing ourselves.
That's a good one there, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that's the sacrifice, self-discipline. So I got an announcement to make that I've been kind of trying to find. My brain has been trying to talk me out of this shit, and that's the thing with self-discipline and discipline, right? Like you got to have a mental battle with yourself all the time.
Facts.
About what you want to do and what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I decided that I'm going to take a hiatus from smoking weed. Now that's a big fucking statement for me because I've been the cannabis connoisseur for the last, I don't know, 20 years or so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's been a significant part of my
life.
life.
You said that.
Right, me too. No bullshit. It's been a significant part of my life, but I realized that, I heard Will Smith. I watched the Will Smith motivational clip the other day, and he said, I just had a brain fart. Will Smith. Oh yeah. So, in order for me to sacrifice the desires of today for the dreams of tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. I dig it.
My sacrifices today will propel me towards the greatness that I anticipate.
Yeah, that's
my life.
That's a good statement, bro.
Definitely.
So it comes in so many different shapes and forms. You know what I'm saying? It's the sacrifice to go to the gym when I don't feel like it. It's a sacrifice to fucking stop smoking weed just to prove a point to myself that I can actually do it, because that's the willpower thing. It's the battle of my brain. Because I kind of took a break the other day and shit, and then I talked myself into smoking again. See, that's where the discipline comes into play.
Right. It's the power of words and affirmations, you know what I'm saying, and saying these things, and not only saying them things, but that's what leads you to actually doing it, because you tell yourself one thing, but then you do another. So then, like you said, it comes in where every day and saying, I got to get up today and consciously make a decision not to smoke weed until it becomes
Right.
first
Yeah,
nature, like
right.
second nature, or whatever,
So
however you want to say it.
When Willie quit smoking bogeys, I'm gonna quit smoking weed.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. I was going. It's funny
Alright.
that you said that because I was
Word,
going to
y'all
throw
just
that
gonna
in the
put me
game.
on blast
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely,
I'm saying,
absolutely.
why
That's where we at right
Wow.
now.
Why not?
Because
Wow.
it's no time like the
Oh, you
present.
hold on.
Sacrifice.
I got digging in that one time. How we put you on blast?
Right, you
Like,
smoke bogeys.
You smoke bogeys.
Oh man, yeah, I do, man. I really do. I do. You know what I mean? But I mean,
Stop doing shit you ashamed of.
Okay, cool.
Right.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
yo, bro, Will Smith talked about jumping out of an airplane, and I'm definitely afraid of the concept, but I'm going to do it.
Jump out airplane?
I'm absolutely going to do it.
Yeah, I can't jump out airplane unless that motherfucker
No, I'm
ain't
going to do
working
it.
no more.
But that's why, because that's the we said the other side of what's the other side of terror is greatness, some shit like that. Like,
So what you're terrified to do, once you're not terrified, it becomes great.
yeah, like when you face your fear, because fear is really is in our head, is a mental battle.
Yeah, of course, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
All of
yeah.
these things, all of these ailments, our addictions and stuff, are really just a mental battle with ourselves, right? And if we could master ourselves, if we could conquer ourselves,
What is the expectations appearing real?
yeah,
Something like that. It's an acronym for it. Shouts out to Trillionaire Trav. He got all the acronyms.
yeah,
He got
no
them
doubt.
down pack on Kid App too.
Facts. We spit them shits out like he
Yeah, Trillionaire Trav is out there too. He's on Facebook. He definitely shout us out. He's in the comments. What's up, Lordy? I see you, man. I hope you out there maintaining. You know
putting
what I
that
mean?
work in, you know.
Word, facts, man. Yeah, but those affirmations and saying, telling yourself that you can, yes I can, yes I will, I'm going to, or whatever it is, I know they work. You know what I mean? I can speak about it. You know what I mean? If I could quit some of the other things that I did, I could quit bogeys. Like, you know what I'm saying? I definitely can. You know what I mean? And I'm not.
Yeah, it's just a matter of making a choice, right? And that's what I decided too. Like, yeah, me too. Like, it's a matter of making a choice. Like, shit, I used to smoke cigarettes, and I honestly, no bullshit, just decided one day to not smoke anymore. And that was the end of that journey. Yeah, and that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, I smoke. I mean, I can't call myself a smoker, but I smoked when I was like from like
you don't
15 to like 18.
You're right, you don't count. You were accurate in saying that.
You know what I mean?
Your opinion doesn't count, no matter. No, but I smoked as a grown up for a long time, but then I decided one day that it wasn't adding any value to my life.
Yeah, I just stopped liking the
But
taste.
ain't that the fucking bullshit though, bro? Like all of the really cool shit and the fun shit and the good shit that we like to do is all of the shit that we shouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, like if when I be in the crib smoking a blunt, chilling, leaning back, I don't be wanting to do shit.
That shit, yeah, we definitely do that to you.
Yeah, it's not just weed. I'm just talking about being lazy. Period. Like I don't want to read shit. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to pick heavy shit up.
Sit right here and do this. Watch this. So how everybody out there doing with the COVID, man? Let's get on that.
COVID.
We ain't even. Yeah. COVID is. I mean, I know we 10 months late. We ain't even do a podcast.
We probably should be sitting around with masks on or some shit. I don't know. It's the way this shit is right now.
As much as we be around each other, nigga, we got it.
Yeah, no bullshit.
That shit don't live here, man. That's all I'm gonna say. That shit don't fucking live here.
Yeah, nah, we got Seymour's black seed oil.
Yeah, it just don't live here. You know what I'm saying? We don't speak that into existence. And
keep your immune system up, people.
That's it. That's the most thing you could do. We ain't taking no vaccine. So let me ask you, you taking a vaccine?
I ain't taking no
vaccine.
Man.
That's not the plan.
I was like that before COVID though. Like you asked my girl, like when I got cut, I got stitches from work and shit. When last time you took a flu shot? Nope, don't give me nothing.
Period.
I don't want no flu shot, none of that shit.
No, I dig that. I agree 100%.
I ain't been sick. That was years. Fuck the flu shot.
I know a couple people sick as a motherfucker from taking that vaccine.
I know they're not reporting how many people dying of that shit.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I was at the gym the other day. He was telling me that his wife, they got the second shot, and she had the reaction was she was down for the count a little bit.
Yeah, that's why because they tell you when you take your first shot, they got to monitor you for 15 minutes. And they if you highly allergic rather to certain medicines and shit, they want to monitor you up to like 45 minutes after you take your shit.
Yeah. I ain't
so that's telling you
man.
Like that's what they're doing at every hospital. They don't just give you the shot and you leave. They make you wait for 15 minutes, see if you have some kind of reaction to it, and then they send you about your way.
Shouts out to Jason Duffy. He said, I think fear is inexperience. It comes from inexperience.
That's true. It does, because once I jump out of the airplane, I'm probably not gonna be afraid to do it the second time.
Shit, that don't mean that.
Why?
I mean, scared your shit out of you the first time.
The fear might be different though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll approach it different because I wouldn't be so, yeah, right, exactly. I know what to expect. So in repetition, you get comfortable with it.
If you liked it the first time, that was the time you liked it because it was the scariest shit you ever went through. Unless you just trying to get over it.
If it's the scariest shit you ever went through, you probably should do it again. If you survived it, it didn't harm you. Like, if it's some shit that fucked you up,
if you're trying to get over a certain fear, doing it repetitively, obviously
do
get
it a couple times, man. You get over that shit, man. She get better.
I get it. You know what I mean?
That was a good point to whoever said that, Jason or whatever.
Yeah. Shouts out J Duff, the mind bender. Yeah. He's checking in on Facebook. For some reason, I can see some of the comments on. I can see the comments on Facebook, but if you're watching on YouTube, most people are watching on Facebook right now. But if you are on YouTube, you can hop on YouTube. Just look GGD 720. You'll see the unk. I think it's a fist with an unk, the red, black, and green. And y'all tap in. I can see the comments over there. But I'm reading the comments as, you know what I'm saying, live as they come. You know what I mean? Shouts out to my man Mike T's Urban Wear. He's on the line, man. What's up with you, my brother? As I said, the Lordy's on the line. Shouts out to Jean Marie Turner. They even asking pregnant women, like when I was to have the flu shot.
She's talking about the vaccine?
Yeah, she's talking about the vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
That people are even asking. They're asking pregnant women, like when she was pregnant, to get the flu shot. You know what I mean? I've never even received the flu shot ever in my life. I mean, not in my adult life.
Though. Yeah, your adult life, me neither. But your child life, you had to.
Yeah, because
they make when you went to school. You know, you always took physical if you went to school. That was it.
Yeah.
And that would be the argument. That's the other side of the coin, right? I had a conversation with somebody and was saying that, well, shit, I used so diametrically opposed to vaccines. You had all the shots when you were a kid. You fine. I was like, yeah,
I'm not opposed to vaccines. I just don't want one. I don't like people when they look at me weirdo. Because if you got a vaccine and I don't, then you're vaccinated for the shit I might be carrying. Why are you worried about it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you choose to get the vaccine, that's your choice. If I choose not to, it's my choice.
Right.
Nobody's
Plus,
weirdo.
Yeah, it's 70-30. Like,
look at the shit different.
Ain't that the herd rule? Like 70-30? Like 70% of the population, y'all get that shit. I'm the 30% and I'm good.
Exactly. Just what's the matter? We want to be the 30% or whatever that don't want to get it. And it's nothing wrong with y'all wanting to get it. If y'all get it, y'all vaccinated from me. And in turn, I'm vaccinated from you. Thanks for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, people are just weirdos making people, oh, you ain't getting a vaccine. You can't.
I ain't fucking with it, man. Them motherfuckers that should be being made by biotech companies.
Nigga, they made that shit in 6 months.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna get into all the conspiracy, but
I read the shit that's in the vaccine. It's some weird. They got some weird shit in the vaccine.
I ain't going to the details about the conspiracy theory and all that.
I'm going by the facts. The vaccine was made by biotech companies.
It's one's Pfizer. It's a couple of them, but the main one is
Pfizer.
So
what does that tell you? You know what I mean? Now you connect the dots. You know what I'm saying?
That's who made it.
No, biotech is a lot different than big pharma.
Yeah,
we talking about biotechnology.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's different.
Like CRISPR.
It's different, but
like CRISPR.
The vaccines are coming from big pharma companies.
Who's distributing? So the
distributing. The United States are distributing them. The people who are making them and getting paid, who have patents for them, are the Pfizers, and it's a couple other ones, but Pfizer's the main big one.
Shouts out to Anissa Jones. She said in her opinion, the vaccine is still in experimental phase.
Right. That's why I'm saying let them other people. If people want to be guinea pigs, with that, do that.
That's a good
what
comment.
You volunteer for. I'm cool with that. Not I.
Exactly.
I don't want to.
It's definitely experimental.
Because even any other vaccine always goes through 15 years before it's the public. So this is their experiment on the public is what they're doing.
Yeah, and is it that fucking critical? Like, is the COVID that serious? Where we gonna? I mean,
they keep talking about all these other strains of COVID. That's
gonna have an
out.
Argument about how serious it is. You know, because some people,
because it touched my family in a certain way.
I get it.
Because some people believe the death numbers. I don't believe the death numbers that they're putting out there. I remember at the beginning they were, if you died if you was in the hospital and you caught COVID, but you had a terminally death illness already, so you had like 7 months to live. Anyway, and then you caught COVID, they're listing your death as a COVID death.
Yeah. True.
When you already was on the way out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You might have survived if you didn't have kidney failure and a whole bunch of other shit, what they were calling underlying issues.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's true indeed. But ultimately, at the end of the day, man, whether or not it's been fluffed or not, or people's opinion about how it impacted their lives and all of that, I personally,
right to do that.
In my world, in my bubble, I don't feel the impact. I haven't felt the impact of it. So I'm not that eager to jump on.
I know a couple people that had it, but they say they had it,
and they still here.
They didn't even get sick.
Yeah,
they didn't get, like you said, was no impact like that.
I know a couple of niggas that had it. They
I had a family member that had it.
whatever.
You know what I mean?
What? They good. Maybe I don't know. But I don't watch enough TV to have intelligent conversation about what they think about it and that shit. Because that's where most people get their information from is the TV, and I don't.
TV and it's other news sources.
Talking about.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the TV just
most of it comes from TV, and all of the information that we consume is not really well thought out. It's somebody else's opinion regurgitated.
Yeah.
So if you just disconnect. I was having a conversation with a dude in the mall. He was super paranoid and shit about the corona and all of that shit, and I was like, yo, bro. You might want to turn the TV off for at least a week, bro.
That goes to
like
the
just
thing,
turn the shit off for a minute. Like you won't be so fucking scared if you just turn the TV and look at your surroundings.
Like, I seen it was a meme a while back, a couple years ago. That shit stuck with me. It was an Eskimo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was asking a religious, like a dude was trying to tell him about God. It was a preacher or whatever. And he asked, he said, if you don't tell me about your God, will I find out about him? He said, no. The Eskimo said, okay, he turned around.
Right.
So, like you say, it goes to if you don't tell people about what the fuck, they're not even thinking about this shit.
Right. Yeah.
Shouts out to my man Mike T. Not to cut your Wiz on, just want to read this comment right here. He said the FDA gave it emergency approval. It's really not approved from the FDA, but I think I'm going to take it because I take care of my 85-year-old mother, and I want to have some protection for her.
No doubt. I say more power to you. I don't got no
power to that.
Objectives.
But you want protection, keep your.
On no
not saying your route ain't the right route, but I got a 75, but I eat sea moss still. You know, like you do things to keep your immune system where you ain't gonna catch it. Keep her immune system up.
I know. My nana took it. When I talked to my nana,
my mother took it.
She literally said I'm going to get it because I want to be protected, and she literally she's like I don't really have that much long left anyway, but the years that I do have, I don't want to struggle, but I take that as saying I just got to rest my nana, even though I disagree with her, but you know what I mean.
Like, because even with my mother first, when this COVID first hit, she was adamant. I'm not taking no vaccine, and I don't care what they say. As soon as the vaccine came out, because my mom watched a lot of news. So they scared her. Next thing you know, babe, I'm going to take the vaccine. You know what I mean? But 8 months ago, my mom was, I'm not taking no vaccine, no flu, don't be in me. She was, you know what I mean? Because they just keep hitting you with, you're scared, you got to take it. You're in the danger zone. You could die. You could die.
7,000 people died next to you and shit. Like, oh shit.
I mean, they're scaring people to fucking death to make them fucking change what they believe.
The pandemic is what that's the coin phrase that I hear a lot. Is that it's a pandemic. They planned it. You know what I mean?
Interesting enough, we're talking about having a conversation about fear, right? And then this comes up. That leads into that. That's like kind of like a segue into the idea of fear, right?
Facts.
Exactly.
Like they fear you into
fear mongering, fear politics in play.
Right. Definitely. I definitely dig it.
How the hell?
Make sure y'all share this video right here, man.
Not saying you should protect,
I hear.
Like you should protect yourself, keep your hands clean and all that shit, but like.
Yeah. But I ain't going. I ain't freaking out.
When is enough, man?
It definitely made me more conscious. I mean, because you can see it everywhere you go, all the way to the point where you got a mask that matches your sneakers. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a part of our culture, and saying just being clean and making sure that you're not coughing on nobody or you're not touching anything, and if you do, you're using you wiping your hands.
Don't let me get into what they're doing to our school system, not letting kids go to school. Like my daughter tell me all the time, she's like, the kids is not getting education they should be getting. Today I had to scold my granddaughter because when I got on FaceTime with her, the first thing she did was go and run and play with some filters. And I'm trying to have a conversation with her, but she's putting filters on. And her mother says to me, now this is my granddaughter, she's about 6-7 years old. She does the whole virtual thing, you know what I mean? And she says to me, this is, if you look in the classroom, like if you was to look in on the classroom and it's whatever, 10 kids or whatever, only 20% of the kids are paying attention. The rest of the kids are doing some sleep, like, so there's really no control. But then when we talk about that, it really files down to the parents and saying, all right, cool. Homeschooling has always been an option for people, and saying, okay, but if you work, then that means, and you send your kid to a public school, then you don't get, any benefits. Your shit about to go? Yeah, we're gonna have to get you a charger. Yeah. So
But that's when we start to talk about the parents, you know what I mean? Because I got a friend, you know what I'm saying, right now. He's same age as us, but he does homework and does class with his son each and every single day that he has it. But he takes it so serious, like it's a part of his household now. Like, you know what? The household switches into school mode, and this is what we're doing. There's no plan. There's no, you know what I mean? You could sit because you're home. The kids, because they're home, they're not in that school setting, so they feel like it's different. So that goes to say what type of structure is in the home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The kids is part of it. I mean, the parents is part of it, but then, I mean, I see it firsthand again with kids, with teachers. I mean, some kids, their parents are not. They have to work.
Exactly, and that's
so
what I was.
The kid is there by himself,
right,
running around. You know what I mean? My daughter's talking to the screen, trying to get him to pay attention. So in certain scenarios where the kids just got to get back on the bus in the fucking morning and get their ass to school, get a routine.
How many parents are sending their kids to school though? How many
They
parents you know out there
and
saying?
But even if you did, the kid is still going to be disconnected. I mean, the disconnected kid is a disconnected kid.
The reason they're not getting it back in school is because of the teacher union. The teacher unions are keep telling, oh, we don't feel safe, trying to squeeze the state for more money. I mean, that's what's really going down there. That's all politics.
Let me just add this though. I think that you're saying that the remedy to get the kid that's not paying attention is to put him back in school.
Yeah, right? Where the teacher is face to face.
Yeah, but see, that's going to still be the same problem that's going to present itself there as elite, because that's the problem in the school system prior to the COVID, is that there was a disconnect, right? Like kids weren't.
Yeah, what they're teaching them is different. I'm just talking about getting them back to
not necessarily the teaching part of it, but the leadership part of it. That's where I'm kind of focused on, right? See, because the solution in the home also is leadership, right? Definitely. Leadership in the home, leadership in the teacher being able to command the audience of the children.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And I don't think that enough emphasis is on leadership, me personally, in our communities.
Facts. Good leadership.
I think we should have some type of leadership courses that people should at least talk about it more.
Yeah,
you know
true indeed.
Because it's just the common. You just assume that people
want to be
know
bosses and don't even know what a boss does.
Right. You just assume that people know how to be good leaders. Like just because you have a child, that you're a good leader. You know, we might have to brush you up a tad bit on some solid leadership skills and tools and stuff to help you be efficient at just getting your kid to connect.
Sure,
you know, I'm a parent also, so I'm going through the same struggles, trying to figure out the best ways to lead my children and
get them right, prepare for the world.
You know, I'm an active participant, so it's not like I'm looking out, pointing fingers. I'm trying to figure out how we could work together as a community to provide better leadership for our kids.
Facts. Right here, your water right here. That came from the cup. Yeah, so you know, I appreciate everybody tapping in, man.
Let me get that juice.
We are almost to the close of this 5th episode, Mac and Wiz, man. It feels good to be back. You know what I mean? Make sure you check us out. You know, I want you to follow these two brothers. That's Kenny Man 203 right there on the gram, right? And then we got Pay Yourself Culture.
That's PAYASELF Culture, CULTURE.
Word. And everybody, you know, if you don't know mine, it's just CTS, the number 1, HYPEMAN. CT's number 1 hype man. Or just Google GGD720. You see it on the bottom. It's scrolling. Follow us on Instagram, man. We got a whole bunch of things coming up. You know what I mean? It's going down this weekend.
Shameless plug. Pay Yourself Culture. The culture line is
tomorrow. That spades game, ain't it?
Facts. Oh yeah, we do have a spades game going down here. It's GGD 720 tomorrow.
Yep.
Tournament.
$25 buy-in.
$25 buy-in. $250 cash prize for the winning team.
Sacks.
Yep. We already got 10 teams.
We got sponsors, right? We got sponsors coming in and whatnot.
Word.
So rock with us.
Yeah, that's gonna be beautiful, man. Also, March 13th, it's going down March 13th. Sip and Paint. Make sure you get your tickets. It's a Queen and Kings edition. The live artist is Taylor J. Gorgeous Artist 25 on that Instagram. Go check her out. She got some amazing dope work, man. Shout out to her. Yeah, man. So you got any closing remarks?
Man, this was good to be back. We gotta get back on our thing. Things kind of settled down at 7:20, so we're able to have some spare time. All right, yeah.
Hey man, I just want to say I appreciate y'all having me, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always a pleasure to sit down with, you know, like-minded individuals, or maybe even if we're not like-minded, we agree on some points. See, that's the thing. We don't always have to agree on everything, but we just have to agree to agree, but
Yeah,
disagree.
definitely.
Facts.
Agree to agree and disagree.
Facts.
Yes, sure. I
Stay
say
yourself culture. We coming.